Hi, I'm Rudy Boals, Product Director for Eagle. We're in a brand spanking new floor plan. This is a 367 TBTS that I'm going to give you a walkthrough on, kind of show you a lot of what we do with the Eagle brand, and we'll go from there. So we'll start in the kitchen. We kind of changed it up a little bit. Typically our microwave is always over our stove. We've had customer feedback where if somebody's cooking, somebody's still using the microwave. So this floor plan gave us the opportunity to break that up, which is what we did here. So you got a 30-inch microwave here, which is standard, multi-function sink. It's got a bunch of stuff to it, a lot of different faucets and all that good stuff. If I had all the gear, I would show you. So the stove, 21-inch, plenty of window size. As she pans around, you're going to see a lot of windows in there. So we wanted to make sure we had an enormous window on the kitchen side, plenty of banks of drawers, plenty of storage. What makes this unique is this floor plan here. I'm about 40 foot long, 40 foot 8 inches. This is multiple bedrooms. This is multiple baths. So you got a bath and a half as well as 2 bedrooms, which we'll get into. But what makes this unique is, you know, most of the time the families are going to be in here in the living room, kitchen area, and that's the entertainment area. So we wanted to make sure that you had plenty of dinette space, which is why we put our dinette actually in the middle, kind of a high top table. You got your 4 chairs here, as well as that as the seating over there. A couple other things that I would point out in the living room, kitchen area is no registers in the floor. We started doing this, I think we're going on our 2nd year. All the way throughout, there is 0 registers in the floor. They're always going to be either in the toe kick or they're going to be built into the wall, but they're never going to be in the floor. And that includes up into the 5th wheel area portion as well. The other thing I would point out with this specific floor plan is the amount of outlets. So I got 110s and USBs on both sides where the tabletop is, as well as next to the sofa. I have outlets, both 110 and USB. That kind of carries throughout the whole unit. So in the bedroom, both bedrooms actually, we'll have obviously USBs run off 12 volt, and most of the outlets for 110 that we have there are also on the inverter prep. We always put a little sticker on there that identifies which ones would work should you have an inverter installed. The other thing I wanted to point out is fabric furniture. We switched that a couple years ago. 94% of the people that replace their furniture in RV replace it with cloth. So why not just start off with cloth? So we've been using that for a couple years now. It's been very, very popular. I believe we do that across the board with all Jayco. So I wanted to point that out as well. If you're worried about stains or pets or anything like that, pet hair will literally wipe off with your hand. And we tested this material out prior, and we poured wine and let wine sit on it for a couple minutes before we dabbed it up, and it came right out. So we're super impressed with the fabric, which we've been using for a couple years now. We'll actually seat an entire family. So you still have flip downs. So if you need the theater seat atmosphere, you can still do that. Or you can flip it up, you can lay down, you're still going to have recliners in there. We still use these. These are extremely popular. A lot of people ask, can we put these in after the fact? If the cup holder fits, then yes, you can. So we'll spin back around on here. So Eagle traditionally always has a 16 cube 12 volt refrigerator. We don't do the 110, that way you don't need the inverter to operate the refrigerator, so we stick to 12 volt. This particular one, we try to put pantries in every model that we have. This one, obviously adjustable shelves, very good size pantry. What we're trying to do lately is a lot of our new floor plans incorporate a 65-inch TV. Traditionally, we were 50. The past few floor plans we've done have 65 inches, as well as if I can fit a 60-inch fireplace, why not? So the next thing we'll do is we'll go into the bedroom. This is the master bed, and the reason we did the master bed on the back side is because the shower and the bathroom there, I can finally fit people that are a lot taller than 6'4" or less. So somebody that's 6'7", 6'8", you can still fit into the shower. In the bedroom here is a real king-size bed. When you're doing your homework, make sure, because there's a lot of different RV size king beds, this is a real residential king bed. If you want a little bit more walkable space around, we can do what's called an Olympic, which is a 66 by 80. The sheets are online all over the place. They're not difficult to find if you need more walk space. But what some of the stuff we incorporate is USB outlets. This is a little shelf right here, so you can set your cell phones, iPads, glasses, a lot of that kind of stuff on there. So we'll set that there. You can plug right in. If you need CPAP machines, there's 110 outlets on the bottom portion on both sides of the bed. They are also inverter prepped as well. So if you do want to run that off the battery, you can put an inverter to it, and then you can set the CPAPs down there on the bottom side, so it's kind of out of your way. plenty of storage, plenty of drawers. You have overhead hanging space in here as well. We wanted to make sure we incorporated that. So the bathroom, again, this is the master bath. So a lot of countertop, got windows, plenty of storage in here as well, plenty of drawers. And then this is the best part for the guys that are 6'7" plus. You have a 30 by 22 skylight. I can fit in here plenty. I'm 6'4", I'm not your average RVer, but there are guys that are plenty taller than me, but now you can actually fit in here. One other thing that I wanted to point out is for Eagle, we use Whisper Quiet air conditioners. So as you see in the ceiling, you don't see the AC. So this is Whisper Quiet. It's ducted differently. The AC actually sits on the roof. These are your air returns. This is where your air blows out. So we use this in the bedroom and the living room, about 40% quieter. And for the people that have RVs and know how noisy it is, or you have to crank the TV up just to listen to it, that's not these AC systems. So this particular one has 3 ACs, which we can do on all of our Eagles. Some areas will always have 3 ACs. Other areas, if you're in the Northeast, 2 ACs are fine. They're 15,000 AC only. We don't use 13.5s in the bedroom and then a 15 in the living room. We purely use 15 throughout. Okay, the next 2 areas here are probably my most favorite portions of this. This is the half bath. So for a half bath, typically they are very, very small half baths. Typically I don't fit in them. Again, I'm not your average RVer. So this is a pretty good size. You got a lot of extra countertop space here. You have a lot of extra storage here. Definitely storage below, but I can actually fit in here. We normally typically always put pocket doors here so you don't have to, you know, maneuver your body every time you open and swing the door. So those are some areas that we focus pretty heavy on. But again, this is a half bath. This is really good size for a half bath. Okay, this is my favorite portion of it. This is the front bunk. So we have 2 twin XL beds. This is for friends, family, teenagers, little kids. This kind of accommodates everything, and it was the whole purpose of this floor plan was that half bath and this bedroom concept here. So windows all the way around, good sized windows. They're actually larger than most of who I compete against. So these are going to be big. You have your windshield here. These are the 2 XL beds. You can see I can fit here just fine. Plenty of room. The cool part here is you can take this, you can flip this over, put this here. So now you got 3 kids, you got 4 kids, I don't know about 5, but you got plenty of room. You can sleep them this way, you can sleep them that way, but you can really stack them in here. So basically wall to wall, this entire thing. The last portion of this is really you got a washer and dryer prep right in here. So all your hookups are right here. I got a couple extra drawers. You could see underneath these, you had plenty of space, plenty of storage underneath it. This extra insert will come on everything. That's all standard. But you have plenty of storage, double drawers. You have doors that go all the way back there. And then lastly is a little flip up for a desk area. You can mount your TV on the wall. You have an extra outlet for gaming systems, computer. You can hook it up to your monitor. You can sit here. Most everything is wireless these days. So you can do everything you need to do in here. Again, this is a 367 TBTS Eagle, brand new.